Hi, good afternoon. I would like to make the following statement anyway. You have to be heartless not to be bothered by what is happening in our country today. There are issues that I think we all need to pay attention to. Is the fact that the people who support President Trump often like to use scare tactics to get people to agree with them. The first and foremost amongst the tactics that they use to scare people or frighten people about Democrats is the fact that Democrats are going to bring socialism to America. Now, let me explain that. Um, Most countries in Europe, developed countries in Europe, including Canada, operate a system that is halfway between um, capitalism and socialism, which means in between they do have programs for education and healthcare. There is no nation that can be progressive and strong without citizens that are in good health and have good education. So, as it is in America, we have a bloated healthcare system, the best in the world, but not the most efficient. It's very expensive and not to the point, it's not preventive, it is actually the other side. Now, then we'll go on to education. A lot of people have college degrees that I can't find a job, and they are loaded with student loans. So it will be a good thing to have government-funded healthcare. I know some people will not want to hear this, and government-funded education, so that we all contribute to it. It's not free. They make it sound really bad when they say it's free. It's not free. We all contribute, pay taxes, so that some people can get good health care and they can go back to work, and some get good education and training and they can produce and pay taxes. That is the way it's supposed to work. It's not free. There is no free lunch. The next scare tactic is to call upon people to build out the wall to keep out the illegal immigrants. And deep down there, it is a way for them to help to actually promote the banning or prevention of people who are black and brown from coming to this country. The major target are Hispanics. And they know that it is impossible for people who are helpless and refugees from South America to to invade America. But they will talk on it on right-wing media sources. They'll be talking about their invaders coming from the South. There will be 500,000 people coming. They will be invading. They will be bringing diseases. They know it's a bunch of lies. And many of the GOP leaders who are promoting all these lies themselves benefit from cheap labor. Either they invest in companies that use cheap labor of illegal immigrants. As though Mr. Trump, he will tell you, many people have testified to the fact that they work in his organization with illegal papers. Then the next one is that if you vote for the liberals, the Democrats, you're going to be paying more taxes. Of course, we'll have to pay a fair share of taxes. Many of the cleaners at Trump organization, the cleaners, people mopping the floor, pay more taxes in 2018 and 2019 than Trump himself, who is a billionaire. So the rich is not paying their fair share of taxes. It's 99% of us that are paying taxes. Many of us pay a lot more taxes than $750 a year that the president paid for 2018 and 2019. And the last one, the one that is mostly scary, that they don't want you to know about, and they all know is a kind of dog whistle that they are using when they talk about counterculture. Counterculture groups the fact that they are polluting the white race by bringing in all these black and brown people who are now having the right and the same right like the white people that used to be in full control of everything. It is always difficult for people to give up their privileges, and that is what is making many of them sick. So they will not tell you they hate black and brown people, but they say it's counterculture. Those people will come here and they will take over. They are already here. They are becoming the majority. Black and brown people and decent white people are becoming the majority. And those who don't want to mix the race are the ones that will stay behind in Trump GOP, German Republican Party. Now, the point is that they are also afraid of, in the counterculture, they are afraid of gay and lesbian people. And that is where they bring in Jesus and the Bible. And many of them are even be pedophile behind closed doors. Look at all the evangelicals that have been caught with homosexuality, whereas they were the one leading the attack on gay and lesbian people. So those are the point. People, be smart, don't be deceived. If someone has lied to you so many times, you have to wake up at one point and realize that they are lying to you. Now let's come to the election. The election was won by Joe Biden by over 7 million people. And there were over 70 million people that voted for Trump because they believe his lies. The lie comes from the fact that he told them he won the election. He told them that ballots were brought in after the polling stations have closed. Now, what he's not telling you people is that there were mail-in ballots. I voted almost more than 1 month before the election day. Me and my wife took our ballots to the election office. And those ballots were not counted. They were not entered until after the election closed on the election date. Left to Trump, he wanted you to only count those who voted on the election day. And those were mostly his people. His people who don't care about COVID, who don't want to wear masks, who wanted to line up there and vote, which is good for him. But what about those who voted for the other side? Who didn't want to go out there and be lining up for several hours? Whereas in several states like Georgia, they make sure that they frustrated black and brown people in their neighborhoods so that they can't vote. But many of them are going to vote for Democrats. So they reduce the number of polling stations so that they won't be able to vote. So people got smart, they send the mail-in ballots. And it is that mail-in ballots that have to be counted after the polling station have closed. But Trump is making it sound like the ballots that have to count are the ones on the day of the election. He knew better, but he knew that people are just so, I don't want to use the word because I'm really angry. Why would someone allow themselves to be deceived over and over? That don't make sense at all. Thank you.